Hello everybody and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts HD Dream Drop Distance playthrough. We are completely done with the first trip to Traverse Town now, and we are going to do a little bit of main menuing, a little bit of dream eatering, a little bit of just sorting ourselves out before we progress any further, just because, you know, it makes sense to just make sure that we are fully prepared for the sort of next world, really. Always like to be ready, because you never know what you're going to face. And being more prepared means that you have a lot more going on for you. And yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot that we can do right there, which is kind of sucky, but I can live. We have a brand new Keyblade, the Skull Noise, which is very the World End with you. It's got the sort of Reaper wing style to it, which is really awesome. Obviously, as you can see, we've got a whole bunch of potential abilities that we can get. Some that we have access to, some that we definitely do not. Leaf Bracer is something we are working to. I believe that... Oh yes, our Meow Wow has Leaf Bracer. So we're definitely sticking with that. And then we will be obviously working towards Second Chance as soon as I have a Dream Eater that has that ability! And I don't know why I'm going back into this, because I know that none of them have things. Oh, I was just checking to see where Leaf Bracer was. There it is. So we need to do quite a few levels to get to that, and get quite a few link points. But it's okay, we will manage. But, you know, since we are here, might as well play a few of the other training toys that are available. So this is Water Barrel, quite fitting considering the world we're about to go to. And basically all of your Dream Eaters are in little bubbles, and the idea is that you want to pick up all of these flower things and the chests and stuff, and it's like pinball, but a little bit rubbish. Because there's not much... it can get a little bit frustrating, because what you need to do in order to succeed is effectively keep a good chain going of collecting all of them, which is definitely easier said than done. It's easier when the red things turn up, because what they do is they auto-collect everything for you, which is great, but actually sort of pulling it all off can be really frustrating. And what you need to do, ultimately, is keep all of your Dream Eaters in the loop for as long as possible to give you the best chance of succeeding. It's a very good way of getting experience points and LP points, but it does take a while. Obviously, there's also tasty treats. You can feed these things to your Dream Eaters. It will give them extra stats. It'll give them LP points. It'll give them experience. It can also change their dispositions, and actually, this is something that you are going to need to do if you want to complete all of their trees, their ability link trees, because they all have... If you're in a different disposition, then it unlocks new routes. There's also this, the candy goggles, which I've still not quite fully gotten to the bottom of. But basically you got to throw candy at all of these guys and try and get the best score you can get. Irritatingly, I didn't manage to get the high score on this, which I would have liked to have done, because what you need to do is you want to get over 800, I believe it is, or 800 or over if you want to get the achievement or trophy. Which, I tried. I think the highest I managed to get was about 600. You might see that attempt, you might not. I can't remember how much of the training toys I fully showed off later down the line, but you'll see how we go about it. I think the thing is that this was probably a much easier thing to do on the... oh, there's my 600. Might have gone slightly higher than that then. It might have been easier to play on the 3DS, because obviously you're tapping rather than shoulder buttoning. But hey. But yes, that's the delight that can occur when new paths open up. And for certain things, it's something you are definitely going to need to do. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get anything. But, we are going to drop, because obviously we are with Riku, we want to be with Sora, because pretty much we always want to start a world with Sora, and then play it as Riku. We don't need to, we could do it in any order we like, but I like having that alternating going on, because it just works a lot better. And we are going to begin with La Cité des Cloches, which is based on one of my favourite Disney movies ever. Just The Hunchback of Notre Dame is a complete and utter underrated gem with one of the most phenomenal soundtracks in a Disney movie. It's just absolutely awe-inspiring. Like, Alan Menken outdid himself with the soundtrack for Hunchback, and it will forever annoy me that it didn't get the love and respect that it deserved, because, like, seriously, it's phenomenal. And once again, it makes me sad that the Kingdom Hearts games never really properly totally appreciate all of the musical heritage that Disney has. In the sense of, obviously there are a lot of really phenomenal soundtracks in Disney, and in only very rare circumstances do they actually make any use of that music. I know why it is the case, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't frustrate me any less. And yeah, this was really not going well for me, but it's okay, because we've made it through the dive, and we are going straight on into La Cité des Cloches, the City of Bells, where the delightful Notre Dame awaits. Who is the monster and who is the man? Sing the bells, bells, bells of Notre Dame. Oh, I love the soundtrack so much to that film.
Stop.
What? Who? Me?
I've never seen you before. Your name?
I'm Sora.
Such disgusting attire. I know what you are.
Judge Frollo. Sir.
What is the matter, Captain Phoebus? Can't you see I am interrogating this gypsy?
This kid here? But, sir, he's just a boy.
I shall be the judge of that. Now, Captain, did you have something to report to me, or did you not?
Yes, sir. Monsters. They've invaded the square.
Monsters? I'll take care of it.
Hey, wait! It's not safe!
This city is overrun. For decades I worked to purge the city of those wretched gypsies, and now the streets teem with even more disgusting vermin that threaten law and order.
So yes, I love this film so much, and I do think that while La Cité des Cloches is not the perfect rendering of the story, like I think all of us really wanted a boss fight against Judge Claude Frollo, which we didn't get, which is a bit, but I do think that it is really well done. It does a very good job of presenting the narrative of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and the performances are all really damn good. I mean, Corey Burton does a phenomenal impression of Tony Jay as Frollo, and then you've also got Ari Rubin as the voice of Quasimodo, and to be honest, I thought that it was the original Quasimodo voice actor voicing the role in this game. It's not. The original was Tom Hulcher, who, I mean, does an incredible job in the original film, and yeah, Ari Rubin does an excellent job of replicating that here. You've got Phil Lamar voicing Phoebus, who was originally played by Kevin Kline, and then Renee Fire as Esmeralda, who was originally voiced by Demi Moore. They all do really damn good jobs.
Oh no, I couldn't. Today's the festival, and look, I'm the King of Fools.
Ah. Quasimodo!
It's my master. No! Oh, please stop. Why doesn't anything ever go the way I want it to?
Get to safety.
Let me help.
Huh? Who are you?
Esmeralda, I'm a gypsy.
Thank you. I'm Sora.
Gypsy witch?
Okay. Now you've got my attention.
So yes, we have a fight. Surprisingly challenging fight, actually. Like the Zolifants, which is what this massive elephant dream eater right here is. No pushover. They're quite deadly. You've also got loads of Komori bats, and I can't remember exactly what the flower ones are called. I know there is a variant which is called the Woe flower. There might be the Wee flowers. There's multiple variants like that. You've also got some Neko cats here as well. All adding up to a somewhat challenging fight that may surprise you, so you definitely want to bring in some damn good commands into this fight. That said, Faithline, which is this world's reality shift, is really awesome and really helpful for murdering Dream Eaters. You've also got these guys, which I believe are drill size, I think. So yeah, Faithline, in the original 3DS, what you have to do is you have to draw lines between all the points to get it to work. Here, because obviously you can't really draw, it's very much more just a case of you've just got to move along the line and it just murders things for you, which is great. I can totally be down with that, really. And then also we got to do a double up, well, a dual link attack, which was great fun. Some of them are better than others, like the Meow Bounce was interesting, I suppose, is one way of putting it. It can be quite useful, but because it is entirely dependent on the enemies being right in your way and being able to hit them in that fashion, it can be kind of challenging to actually pull off. But either way, they're all dead. I can live with that.
I wonder if that guy is alright. What was it?
Quasimodo, a name which means half-formed. Which is a really cruel name. Yeah, I have to say, Paris looks great. And I mean, Notre Dame itself is just, like, stunning. I mean, obviously, in reality, it is stunning. But I would also say that actually the representation that they've put here is also just really well done. Like, I mean, the original film was beautiful, and they've taken it, obviously, from the original film, but I mean, just look at that detail. I know it's just a texture and all, but still. And this is the inside, and it's glorious. There are a whole bunch of Dream Eaters that you can murder in here. But what is really cool is that they did the stained glass window, which is like such an iconic part of Notre Dame. I mean, I will say I always love a good cathedral because they are some of the most beautiful buildings out there in terms of their architecture and all of that jazz. Notre Dame is definitely up there among some of the most beautiful cathedrals in the world. It's just stunning. I mean, just look at that lighting coming through on the floor. I know it's just sort of a texture and all that jazz, but still, it's just beautiful. And something else that actually I probably should bring up that's kind of funny. So there are a bunch of memories, as they're called, which I don't think we really saw properly in the flashback. So we have seen a few in the sense of showing off bits and pieces from before Sora and Riku started on their Mark of Mastery exam. But we do get a lot of them within the worlds, and one of them pretty much word for word presents the beginning of the Out There scene, which Out There is one of, if not my favourite song in the original Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like, I mean, I've performed it once and it was just a joy. It wasn't my best performance, I will admit, but it's just such a beautiful song. And I will say I have actually re-recorded it for the channel, which you'll be seeing it at some point, although I cannot promise when that will be. But yeah, it's just the out there where they all live on, where what I'd give, what I'd dare, just to live one day out there. Out there among the miners and the weavers and their wives, through the roofs and gables I can see them. Every day they shout and scold and go about their lives, heedless of the gift it is to be them. If I was in their skin, I'd treasure every instant out there, strolling by the Seine. Taste the morning out there like ordinary men who freely walk about there. Just one day, and then I swear I'll be content with my share. Won't resent, won't despair, old and bent, I won't care. I'll have spent one day out there. Obviously that's a very, 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 very quick run through, and certainly not giving it full belt. But, and also obviously it's not going to sound right because there's not actual music going on, which always helps with the song. But yeah, I just love that song. And I mean, one of the really awesome things with actually that Disney's Hunchback is that based on that, in Germany they originally adapted it into a stage show, which is kind of odd that it was adapted in Germany initially, which was Der Glockner von Notre Dame. You would have thought it would have been, France that would have done it, but no, it was Germany, which it did very well actually. Played from 1999 to 2002 before closing, and it's a stunning soundtrack. And then they did an English language adaptation of it in 2014. It debuted at La Jolla Playhouse in San Diego, California, ran for a couple of months, and then went to the Paper Mill Playhouse in New Jersey for about a month in 2015. Unfortunately, they decided that it was not going to move to Broadway because it was going to cost them too much to pay the choir, which is just really galling. And I honestly think that just...
This is Big Marie.
Hello!
Yeah, it's frustrating
She
because
likes you.
actually having that music sung live on stage
Looks like
is
Quasi's gonna be just fine.
incredible, and some of the new songs that they introduced were just
We may be harder
stunning.
but Quasi's stronger.
I know. Whoa! Talking gargoyles?
Excuse
Oh
our
yes,
personality.
Victor, Hugo, and Laverne.
You could
All
stay
pretty much
here
based off
forever.
of, you know, Victor,
No,
Hugo's
I couldn't.
name and
yes.
stuff.
You have
Voiced
sanctuary.
here
But
by,
not freedom.
well, two of the
Gypsies
original
don't
voice
do well
actors.
inside
So
stone
Charles
walls.
Kimbrough as Victor and James Alexander as Hugo.
You helped me.
But then you got Patricia Lentz
Now,
as
I will help
Laverne,
you.
But
replacing
there's no way out. There's soldiers at every door.
Mary.
It's all right. Are you ready?
Mary Wicks. There we go.
Didn't expect that. So how come you and Quasimodo are so close?
We've been friends for years.
More than a decade of camaraderie.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
He never leaves?
Oh, he's not allowed to leave. Judge Frollo forbids it.
Why?
Care to pull up a stool?
The short version is, Frollo thinks he's doing Quasi a favor by keeping folks from seeing that mug of his.
After a lifetime of watching from the nosebleed seats, Quasi just wanted to go to the Feast of Fools. And we're so proud of him for finally working up the courage to do it.
'Tis a shame those creatures dashed his hopes.
You should talk. When's the last time you looked in a mirror?
Well, you broke it.
Ah, a wise guy, eh?
Knock it off, you couple of blockheads! I just hope this one failure doesn't cause Quasi to give up. He was so close.
He can't let his heart be a prison. Don't worry. I'll go talk to him.
And actually,
Oh, my dear Quasimodo.
I believe this
You don't know
is the scene
what it's
that I was
like
talking
out
about.
there.
That's
The world.
yes, the world's cruel.
And you are deformed and
The world
ugly.
is ugly.
You will be shown
Yeah.
little pity.
It's literally word for word out there, and I love it.
I am your only friend.
I am your only
How can I
friend.
protect you, my dear
How
boy,
can I
unless you
keep you
stay
feet?
in
Yeah,
here?
whatever.
Remember, Quasimodo, this is your sanctuary.
Yes, Master.
And out there strolling by the Seine, and so on and so forth. Oh, it makes me so happy. I love Hunchback of Notre Dame so much. And actually, so the time that I'm recording this commentary, Square Enix released a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, as you know they do, showing off more of the Kingdom of Corona and some of the cutscenes, and actually seeing how insanely close they have managed to get some of those scenes to the original Tangled is insane. Like, I'm kind of flabbergasted and a little bit in love with how far they've come with regards to that sort of stuff. And part of me wishes that they had managed to do more of that sort of stuff earlier on, because even though, you know, this is like, the Kingdom Hearts franchise in general, apart from Default Phase, has not aged badly. It really has not. All of the games, because of it's the art style that does it, they all still look really damn good even today. I think that they perhaps could have done stuff that was a bit closer to the animated films, had they wanted to. But then I suppose maybe in their process of doing things, they didn't think that it was possible, they didn't think that it was necessarily maybe right to do that, I don't know. But I think they've just, they've grown and grown in confidence in terms of their animation and stuff over the years. To the point where, like, their animation teams at Square Enix are insanely good. Like, unbelievably insanely good. And clearly, this time round, they thought they should do it. As I said, I hope that there is perhaps more attention paid to the musical heritage of Disney in the world, in some form. Like, even if you're just giving me some sort of leitmotifs of, or like just little motifs in general of some of the songs from the original films, that would make me really happy. Please, Shimamura, please, 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 please. But we can but see on that front. In the meantime, we've got an entire city of Paris to explore. So we're gonna have to just, get right on that. Obviously save up just before I go out and do anything, because I'd be daft not to. And once again, for the love of God, just rotate your saves. It's the smart thing to do. But this is one of the cool things that you can do. It's only really Notre Dame that lets you do this in this fashion. But you can be right at the top of Notre Dame and just leap all the way down to the bottom. It's amazing to pull it off. It's not like you're actually doing much in terms of actually pulling it off, but it's still really cool to do, and I love it. So that is all okay by me. And it's something else that I'm quite excited about with Kingdom Hearts 3 is that there's going to be a lot more chance for you to explore areas like that and be able to sort of enjoy them in sort of being just grand and gigantic and amazing. And this is something that it took me a while to figure out exactly how I was going to go about doing sort of the knot dropping. So it'll take me a while until I kind of officially settle down into that. But probably for the first couple of bits I might drop and just then drop immediately back into Sora. Yeah, that seems to be how this is gonna go. But it's okay, so we've dropped, but we're going to be going straight back into Sora's story, don't you worry. And oh, thank God, a bit of aerial recovery. It's not going to do as good as I would like it to, but still, it is there, and it is good. And let's just return. Well, we're going back here, but we're just going to drop automatically anyway, because this is an option that you can do, and we're just going to go for it.